Hello everyone! This is Mitsukurinid Austenai, or the Goblin Shark. You probably know it as the shark that can launch its jaws forward like a slingshot, and for having a very long, very boopable snoot. Boop. But there's more to it than that. You see, the Goblin Shark belongs to a lineage of sharks that goes all the way back to the Cretaceous, called the Mitsukurinids. Their teeth are very common in the Cretaceous and much of the Cenozoic too, and a few of their very well-preserved fossils show that they had protrusible jaws and snoots that were just as long and boopable as they do today, way back in the Cretaceous. In the modern day, Mitsukurinid is a very rare deep water shark. It was originally found in 1897 by a fisherman off the coast of Japan, and named in 1898 by one of the worst human beings to ever exist. Most of the records of this species since then have been from near Japan, with several sharks recorded near Sagami Bay and Izu Islands, and a couple near Shikoku Island. But it's also been observed off the coast of South Australia, Aotearoa, New Zealand, near Kaikoura, off the coast of South Africa, Brazil, Guyana, and the Gulf of Mexico, and even off the coasts of Portugal and Morocco. But Mitsukurinid had never been reported from the Mediterranean Sea until 2020. In 2020, a person, we don't actually know who, was walking along the beach on the Greek island of Anafi and spotted what they identified as Mitsukurinid, apparently washed up on the beach. They took a photo of this and sent it to scientists, who then published this photo as the first Mediterranean record of Mitsukurinid in the journal Mediterranean Marine Science. Shortly after publication, it was quickly pointed out by a number of people that this picture is not quite right. The shark that was washed up in Greece was really small and teeny, and adult Mitsukurinid can be up to 6 meters long, and the fin shapes were weird. The authors claimed that this shark was a juvenile, but that would not account for the fact that it had the wrong number of gill slits. Oh yeah, and it also had an injection molding seam. This is a plastic toy. Specifically, the Sharks & Co. Maxi Edition Mitsukurinid by De Agostini, which you can buy, anatomical errors and all, for €13 and €20 for shipping? What a rip-off! Now, some people have speculated that this was an intentional hoax by the unnamed beachgoer who claimed to have discovered it, and it's certainly a very silly mistake. The authors replied to the inevitable rebuttal, initially to defend their claims, but eventually the journal retracted both the original article and the author's response to the rebuttal, with the latter one being retracted at the author's request, with those authors then admitting that the available information was not adequate to support this record. So yes, this is a very silly story, but the real takeaway here is that yes, scientists make mistakes, sometimes very silly ones, but very often those mistakes are corrected rather quickly, and just because a claim exists in the peer-reviewed literature does not necessarily mean it's supported by evidence, as the evidence here was not exactly reliable. I hope you found this as interesting as I did. Huge shout out to my wonderful friend Sky, who actually wrote this video. You should check her out on Blue Sky. If you like this video and want to see more content like it, feel free to like, subscribe, and ring the little bell icon. And if you really like my stuff, consider supporting me on Patreon at the link in the description. Speaking of Patreon, huge shout out to my wonderful 4am tier supporters, Irae and Geneva, as well as my amazing Dilophosaurus tier supporter, Hours, and my absolutely amazing Radiolarian tier supporters, Glenn Collins, Rowan Utting, and Jean and Eric Feenstra. Quick interjection, we actually just got 2 new Patreon patrons today whilst I was in the midst of editing this. So huge thank you in addition to our brand new 4am tier patron Tiles and our brand new Dilophosaurus tier patron Futurebird. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, or if it's nighttime where you are, I hope you sleep well.